What up, Bucs fans? We are back. This is Real Bucs Talk. Michael Pless here, Mark Ramirez as always. And Mark, it's another Monday and it's another week as we get closer to training camp. We get closer to the regular season. So a lot of things going down. The Buccaneers just wrapped up their mini camp. So yeah, let's dive in. First of all, how are you doing and how was your weekend? Ready for another week?
It was an uneventful weekend, I guess, but then again, it was very eventful. So I don't know if you know this yet. My brother and his wife had their baby today.
Awesome.
Yeah, so literally she's been laboring since like Saturday. So good thing he's finally out. Uh, but another Ramirez to the clan, I guess. But yeah, it's been a good day, fun day, busy, but it's time to talk some Buck football. And it's always exciting. And always, guys, love you guys in the chat. Bring some questions. Ask us whatever you guys want to talk about. And Rob Dunlap said, Happy Flag Day, y'all. So there's always something going on. But how was your Monday? And you ready to talk some football?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. It was a good weekend, and now we're getting into pretty much the dog days of the off season. So yeah, we're gonna try to be creative for you guys. Try to, bring some new and different content. Obviously, we put out some videos over the weekend. We got JPP out there. We got Scotty Miller. So be sure to check those out. Mike Evans, Levante David, and it looks like we're gonna have Ndamukong Suh, hint hint, as our next one. So. But yeah, it's a lot of good things. And yeah, congrats to your brother and Jackie. That's awesome. So always great to have more family members. So yeah, really good stuff.
Family's growing. Yeah. So let's talk about what we just put out recently. So Scotty Miller, before we talk about this mini camp really quick. So if you guys give your opinion on Scotty Miller, how was his season to you? Where do you see him fitting in, considering they brought back everyone? So he's pretty much slotted number 4 receiver. I mean, he's going to be behind Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown. So do you still think he's going to get the numbers? We showed it in the clip. He went from 200 yards to 500 yards. Do you think he can take another step forward considering that 17th game? Do you think he's going to be even bigger in this offense considering this is his, third year in the offense as well? So, I mean, he only has room to grow. And I think if healthy, that deep ball is still always going to be there. But let me hear your opinion first, and then I'll shut up and listen.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty's going to be the playmaker. That's what he does. He goes downfield, makes big plays, gets those deep shots. So he's going to get plenty of opportunities. Because he's going to be involved as far as finding those mismatches, getting there's certain opportunities during the right time of the game. Like when we want to take a deep shot, it's there. Scotty's going to be that dude. So, yeah, I don't think I'm not sure if he's going to get more production, like as far as more catches or numbers. I think it's just going to be dictated on how the game is going. But he's definitely still going to be a big part of the offense.
I mean, he's pushing the field, right? He's opening up everything underneath. Those tight ends are going to eat. The running backs are going to have free reign. If Scotty's just doing his thing over the top, he can't cover everything. And you'd rather give up a 5 to 10 yard dump to a running back or a tight end than a 60-yard bomb like Brady and Scotty Miller have been connecting on like frequently. So, and you kind of saw in that clip, almost every damn play was a deep ball. Again, that's what he does best. So there's actually a good question here. Rich0665 said, and that's nice seeing you in the chat too. I haven't seen that face or name in here. Does Darden being out hurt his chances of making the team? That's kind of talking about with Scooter. So yeah, like Scotty Edwards or Scotty Miller. And the same thing with Rob Dunlap. Does Darden cut into Miller's playing time? So it's kind of plays into both. What do you think with those two questions?
Yeah, those are good questions. I don't think Darden missed some time during the mini camp because I think some type of injury, but yeah, I don't think
hammy, like a small hammy, he said.
Yeah, it wasn't a major injury, so yeah, I don't think it affects his chances. I think he's got a really good chance of making the team. So, but as far as playing into Scotty Miller's role or cutting into that, I don't see that right now. Darden's going to get on the field somehow. I think he'll be involved with the offense in some type of capacity, but it's going to be different. He's going to be used more to get 5 to 7 yards quickly. I think that's the kind of play he's going to be, especially on like third down. Like if you need something, third and short, he's a guy that you can throw the ball to. He can get you those yards.
Yeah, so this is something I kind of want to mention on because Bud Campbell said the same thing. I don't think we'll see him Darden much at wide receiver and lineup. So this is my thing. So Scotty Miller for the longest time, just because of his stature, his speed and space, people think he is a clone of Wes Welker or that type of dude for Tom Brady. And time after time, BA is always saying, no, he's an outside receiver. He's a guy that's going to push the ball, and that's what he's been every time. Like all these big, deep passes were outside. So I think that's where Miller's at. I think Darden is a beast in the inside. He is your prototypical slot. He's that guy that can run those little whip routes, those quick twitch routes that you need to run. He's more that. Scotty Miller, straight line, you ain't going to catch with him. You're not going to run with him. So they both have the areas where they succeed in. I think Darden, yeah, like you just mentioned, a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5, where you need it and you're like putting him on a linebacker or a safety. Good God, yeah, throw it to him, get him in space, and let's see what happens. Have everyone else run deep. Darden one-on-one with a mismatch. Yeah, I'll take that, and it'll be situational. He's not going to be out there considering the first 4 have all proven it left and right. I think Darden's more of a situational type of guy, and he's going to have to earn that playing time. And does that little hamstring hurt him? Not necessarily. I mean, even BA said it was just precautionary. He'd rather have him there for training camp, but I think, like you just said, sparingly, he'll be there. He's not going to be counted on. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But let's keep going. How similar is Darden to Tyler Lockett?
That's a good question. I'm not sure if they're, different in stature, but Lockett, I think, can do. It remains to be seen. I think that's too much to put on Darden right now. We'll have to wait and see what he can do. Again, Darden's a 4th round pick, so there's a lot of there's expectations for him, to obviously make the team and then obviously be that return guy, that return specialist. I think that's what we want to see first. Like, can he be that special teams ace that we need as far as returner? The offensive part I think will come within due time. And obviously Darden's already showing that he is a good receiver. He showed it in the rookie camps, mini camps. Obviously building that connection with Kyle Trask, I think, is important. So, yeah, I think just got to wait and see.
I'll say this about that comparison. That's a tough comparison. I mean, Lockett has some pure deep speed, like electric deep speed. I don't know if Darden has that at 3rd gear, so to speak. But, I mean, his short area quickness is elite. I would more because then people say the same thing with Deshaun Jackson. I mean, they're just smaller, skinnier looking guys. But Darden actually, he's not that skinny. He's got some muscle to his frame. But that is a tough comparison. Like, everyone's going to see body type and think the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping a better version of what was his name? Austin from the Rams way back when. He should have been from West Virginia.
Tavon Austin.
Austin. I'm hoping something like that. Something that he should have been something situational, but he just never became something. Hoping Darden stays healthy and becomes that in the NFL, because he could be something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I again, I haven't watched a lot of Tyler Lockett. I'm not sure if he has the shake and bake that Darden has. I mean, Darden's got that just special ability to make that first person miss. So, I mean, again, that's a good question, though.
Yeah, very good. Oh, here we go. Danny Danilo. Hey, boys, Darden is a slot receiver, and with Godwin and Evans always missing games, he'll definitely see the field. Hey, Godwin and Evans always missing. Evans doesn't always miss games. He's usually always out there.
Yeah, these guys are usually playing every game. Godwin only missed.
Godwin does.
Godwin had a tough year last year, but before that, he was on the field every game. So
I'll say, here's another good point. He mentioned he's a slot receiver. Then everyone, again, they prototype, but Godwin's a slot. He's Larry Fitzgerald. He's that type of slot in our offense. It doesn't pigeonhole it. That's the only way a slot can be used.
Right.
We've put Cameron Brate in the slot before.
Mm-hmm.
Look like a Larry Fitzgerald? Hell no. So it's finding ways to use your guys. That's another thing during the draft when we took them. So many little sports outlets were like, how does he fit? This is a stupid pick. Why would they even trade up? That's another thing. They traded up for this dude. So, yes, he is making the team, no doubt. I mean, someone asked earlier, he's going to have to truly be a moron if he doesn't make a team. But literally, this dude's dedicated. Like, he's literally right next to Brady at all times. Like, he calling him, asking, figuring out how to make things better just for the team ball. He's going to be a good one, I think. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be like Tyler Lockett. I'm thinking team ball, he's going to be what you want and what Brady will want to throw the ball to. Let's go down the line. Or any take on that?
No, I mean, again, it's just wait and see with Darden. I think he's got a bunch of talent. Like I said, he's got that ability to make you miss. That's something the Bucs haven't had. So I'm just excited to see what it comes out to be. Again, first things first is special teams. That's his golden ticket right now. He's got to excel there. If he doesn't, then it's going to be very hard for the Bucs to keep him on the roster.
Well, he's staying.
Well, I know he's staying.
Let's keep going. So let's get a couple more questions and we'll get to some of the other topics we have up hand. Rob said, anybody catch those Trask deep balls in minicamp? I'm hoping Trask looking good, right?
Yeah, Trask I think is fine. Again, he's learning. He had ups and downs, and that's going to be expected. So it's just going to be a process. But yeah, the guy can throw the ball downfield. Imagine that.
Oh, it's not just a dead duck in the air, just dropping.
Right. Yeah.
And guys, go check out our Kyle Trask film study. If you guys want to check out a little bit more on him, was he worth that second round pick? Some people think he wasn't. It was a waste, and oops, we should have been thinking for the win now. Considering we brought back every damn player possible that won Super Bowl. Let's see. Besides Ryan Smith, sorry. Let's keep going. So this is a good question. Covina Man said, which draft picks will not make that 53-man roster?
I mean, obviously, you look at the later draft picks. Your 7th round picks. Chris Wilcox is probably no guarantee. I love Grant Stewart, man. That interview he had with Mr. Bucs Nation was incredible. Definitely go check that out. So I'm a fan of him already just because of his story. So I hope he makes it. But, obviously those two are definitely on the bubble. You look at, and KJ Britt too. It's no lock, KJ makes the team either. So I would say those later picks definitely are in trouble. Or not in trouble, but just on the bubble, I would say.
Yeah, some Bud Campbell said that same thing. I don't think Britt makes the roster. I think he makes it just based off of being a cerebral player. I mean, we saw it on tape, and he's already being heralded as that by coaches. So I think he's going to make it based off of that.
Right. Again, special teams. It comes down to special teams. Like whoever's the best there, that's who's going to make it.
No, I didn't see this. Rich said, "Did you see Chris Godwin's write-up on Peter King's page?" Didn't, but I'll check that out. Did you?
I didn't read it. I heard about it. So apparently he was just talking about last year and how it was tough. He was injured pretty much the whole season. He was playing with 8 fingers. He was talking about, and then he went into the the playoff game and had like 4 drops. So yeah, it was. I heard it was a good article. I'll definitely have to read it. Definitely later.
Yeah, I'm making a note of that. Thank you for that, though. Actually, Charles Scott, will the Bucs set a season record for points this year?
They probably will. Yeah, I think they set a record last year, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm sure they'll beat it this year with more, chemistry. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. They should be able to put up a lot of points.
Yeah, I think just based on the 17-game schedule, they're going to. I mean,
right. Yeah, a lot of records are going to be broken. Yeah,
we're likely going to score that 30, maybe 34 points a game. I think if we score 30 in the playoffs when teams are scheming against us, knowing, okay, we got to stop this, this, and this. They're reading every little thing. Score 30 against that. I think there's going to be a lot of points during the regular season where you can't really scheme fully.
Yeah.
Good luck. That's all I'm going to say.
I'd be surprised, if we don't average 30 points a game, at least at the bare minimum. I think it's got to be that number.
I think so too. Very much so. Another little, because I looked up Chris Godwin. Another one who came up in here is Rashad Perryman. I mean, that's another guy that played kind of played outside for us. He didn't really play in the slot, but if anyone kind of fits in that little position for BA, they succeed. Maybe because Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are on the field too. Just be honest. But
Yeah.
that's another reason he got a big season because Chris Godwin went down. So a lot of times they go down.
Yeah.
But let's go on to our sponsor, actually. So you guys have heard of them. Symbol, the stock market for sports. Guys, check it out. I know I have some Buccaneer socks. Plus has some. It's just fun. It's cool. It's another way to get involved with your team, kind of, especially when the season starts. And why is that? Because they do win payouts. If your team wins, you get 50 cents a share or per share that you have. It's kind of cool. It just gets you more, come on, team, win kind of motto. So how does this little work? It works. Step one, find your favorite team. Like I just said, the Bucs, or if you're basketball, hockey, they have all that too. Check them out. Like I just said, if you win, you get some win outs per share. So it's almost like a dividend. And then you trade teams like stocks. Heck, buy low, sell high, sell overrated teams, all that fun stuff. They're traded 24/7, 365. Fun, really fun, cool concept. Symbol. If you want to learn more, just hit that play button. Let us know what you think too. I mean, and we have our link down below if you want to sign up under us. It helps the channel out, helps support us. Other than that, let's keep talking some Buccaneer football. So let's look around. So there's another funny kind of cool thing that I don't know how I feel. I know how I feel about it. I want to know how everyone else feels about it. Let's go over here. Madden NFL 22 teases cover athletes with goats. What do you think goats mean? So actually, let's take a peek at this and see what it says here. I'll admit it. It was kind of creative that they did that. But what do you think about this? What do y'all think about it? I mean, two goats. Assuming one's bigger, one's smaller. What do y'all think about that? What do you think?
I mean, most likely, I'm assuming Tom Brady's going to be some part of it, on the cover. If they're keeping it current players, again, they could go non-current players right now. But I would assume it would be Tom Brady, maybe Patrick Mahomes on the cover. But yeah, I mean, I could care less. The EA Sports, unfortunately, just has not been very good. I hope they find a way to improve, but probably not likely.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, then again, I don't have time for video games with kids, and I haven't played a video game in years. But everyone always gets hyped over the Madden cover. I think they get more hyped over that than the actual game.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. That's
What?
for sure. I mean,
okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I still play a little bit. I just I got a PS4. I traded in my Xbox. So I went back to PlayStation, but mainly just playing older games. I don't the newer games these days. They're not as good as they used to be, unfortunately. So, but
This is
yeah,
how old I am. Super Smash Brothers
there
was
you
my
go.
game.
That was the game.
Nintendo 64. That's way back.
We used to play that all the time.
Obsessed. Yeah.
That and we used to play Madden, but that's when it was better. It was better back then on the older consoles.
Franchise mode for like 25 years deep.
Franchise mode, yep. So that was a lot of fun.
You wonder why we're so obsessed with the Bucs? This is why. We'd literally make them elite.
Oh yeah.
Every year. And somehow trade for the first pick.
Yeah, fun time.
This is the reason why I don't like this. Rob said the Madden curse. I mean, it almost happened all the damn time. That person who was on there either got hurt or just had a bad year. But then again, it is Brady. Brady does things you don't really think of. Oh, that's actually a good point. Brady Montana.
Yeah, could be.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Madden curse? I mean, Brady Montana. What do you think?
Who Lamar Jackson was on it last year, so yeah, I mean, they made the playoffs, but yeah, I mean, not a super great year, but and then the year before that, I think it was Patrick Mahomes, and I think they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So, yeah, he was on the cover of the 20, and they won it that year. So, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then I guess the year before that was Antonio Brown, so he had a bad year. Yeah. I mean, so I guess it's still alive. but I don't think Brady gets affected by curses. I mean, I think he was on the cover on 18 and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So,
All
or
right.
maybe, I don't know. I forget. Maybe they lost that year to the Eagles, but it's Tom Brady. I don't know. And we don't even know if it's going to be him. We don't even know if it's going to be Tom Brady. So,
If you put a goat out there as advertisement and you don't put Tom Brady,
yeah,
that will be the worst selling Madden ever. They just made a grave bad decision. Let's put it that way.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they probably won't put like Barry Sanders on there. They already had him on the cover. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think of people who they could put on there that they haven't had. So, most likely it's going to be Tom. And I would say probably Patrick Mahomes, but we'll see.
Yeah, and Rob said Peyton Hillis was in that trailer. Yeah, he was below. I don't know why he was even in it. I mean, I don't know if that's a clue, but
Well, Peyton Hillis was the Madden 12, I want to say, cover athlete. So, yeah, that's what I mean. He had a hell of a year the year before. So,
and then he was a Buccaneer for a year, and then just evaporated from the face of the earth.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, Payne Hillis, I think, was when he was here. Shiano was here, I think, right? Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna side with you, plus. That's what I'll say. I like this talk. Edward Fernandez Brady is breaking Manning's 55 touchdown record.
It's very possible. Yeah, I would say it's a good chance. I mean, he had 40 touchdowns last year, and that was with bad chemistry. Now he's got good chemistry. So, yeah, sky's the limit.
He knows his weapons. He's probably going to get all of them back.
Plus OJ Howard. I mean, my God, stay healthy, please.
Could you just imagine that 3 tight end set?
Oh, man.
We talk about it so often. Now they know it works, and OJ is healthy.
Yeah. They could just run out of that all game, pretty much.
Like, can you imagine just games where they just do that? Like, you know what, Mike, you had a 200-yard game last week. Sit the bench. I need you for later in the playoffs. Let's just run this 13 personnel all game. Let's let Lenny and Rojo run the ball, and then play action this. Oh, Brait, you're open. Oh, Gronk, 40-yard throw. Okay. OJ, come across. So many dangerous things they can do. And it's just the fact they're so deep on offense. Crazy. Yeah. This year could literally be, like you just said, record-breaking, not just yards, touchdowns, points, like everything. Like I think Brady, that's why he's so hungry to just totally dominate every statistical category.
And I think that's what makes, Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson so much fun, because they're going to have one-on-ones every time. Like, no one's going to double team them. And, the same thing goes for, Antonio Brown. Like, you can't double Antonio Brown, because if you do, then, Mike and Chris are just going to get everything. So there's going to be a lot of options. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I mean, talked about Gio Bernard. I know Edward Fernandez put that in the chat. So it's like, a lot of good stuff.
Dude, I mean, like you just mentioned with Antonio Brown not being able to be doubled. That dude, before he went crazy, was possibly the top 3 wide receiver in the NFL, no doubt. No one would question you.
Oh, yeah.
And now he has a year to, again, get it acclimated. He already knows Bruce Arians' offense. But now he's acclimated with the team. And look at what he did in 8 games. It's stupid. Just how quickly he snapped back into it.
And that was probably like at 80%. So he's probably going to be even better this year, because he'll be in better shape and he'll just be ready to go. So, yeah, it's pretty scary for other teams. I wish them the best, but it's going to be, super hard to stop this. I mean, defense coordinators going up against the Bucs are probably like, man, what do we have to do? We have to just send out all-out blitzes, hope for the best. It's pretty much it.
Because you just can't. You couldn't cover them last year. Now the timing's going to be even better. You can cover them. You can try and cover them, but the timing's not going to be so perfect. They're going to be right there on the. That's why I kind of said it early in the offseason. Like the last year was not supposed to be the championship, but we did it. This year, imagine the offense should be carrying the defense, which is scary to think about. And our defense is not a slouch.
Right. And really the only team that really covered us well was the Saints. And I think, obviously teams are going to try to copy what they do, but it's very hard. So it'll be interesting, and I think obviously the Bucs and Tom Brady, I think, will figure it out. How to beat that Saints coverage. So that will be a true test, especially when we get to that first game. I think on Halloween, and it was funny that the Saints Twitter account tweeted about that. I don't know if you saw that, but they tweeted out that it was like so many days or something until that game. So I guess obviously they're marking that on the calendar.
I just got to laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So everyone last year, the way to beat the Buccaneers was to just blitz quickly, get to Brady, get him off his spot. Now Brady can literally read it quicker and be like, okay, if this is what they're going to do, fine. I'm just going to throw it out to Godwin quick. Throw it out to Antonio Brown on the other side really quick. Hell, Darden, come back in here. Let's throw it to you really quick. OJ, let's throw you in a tight end screen. The amount of things they can do is insane. And it's not going to be fair at some points. Like if we face a team that's not up to snuff, it's going to be scary. It's going to be like that Lions game, like over at halftime.
Yep. Get to see Kyle Trask early.
Yeah, get some reps, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the realization of it. But I guess keep going on. Danny, I don't know if you guys bet on the Bucs games, Markham Plus. If you do, take the Bucs. After 7, the bookies couldn't make the lines big enough. The Pats were just killing teams. That's honestly what it could honestly be.
I'm going to Vegas after the Bucs home opener, so I'll probably put a bet on something for the Buccaneers, I'm sure.
I don't know if it's going to – the spread's probably going to be so small, though.
I know. It might not be a big enough impact. I might have to put a bet on the Browns making the Super Bowl or something. I don't know.
Not a bad idea. Well, they're probably pretty high chances too.
Yeah.
All right. True. Charles Scott, this is funny. Jameis Winston is going to struggle in New Orleans. No accuracy, which is what the offense is predicated on. What do you think?
I mean, the Saints fans are already loving them. So, I mean, I try to tell them, proceed with caution. Again, it's, he's not our quarterback. So I wish him the best, but he's a division rival. So I just tell him, hey, just be prepared for that roller coaster because that's what he is. It's up and down. 1 week he'll throw 5 touchdowns and be like, man, this guy looks great. And then next week it's like, doesn't know how to read a defense. So it's just toss and churn.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So it was so up and down, so inconsistent. And that roller coaster, you need consistency. Brady shows it above all. Like if everyone knows what you're going to bring every game, they can back behind that. Oh, he's going to keep us in this game. We don't have to worry. We're going to be in this game. Jameis Winston could throw 5 touchdowns one game, next game throw 5 interceptions. You just didn't know. And you can't have that. It just every week you're like, oh, he made it. He got over that hurdle. This is it. We're going on a 5-game streak, baby.
Yeah.
And then shit hits the fan again, and here he comes. That roller coaster coming right back down, and we just got fed up with it. I mean, we've talked our faces off over the years. And on a podcast, thankfully we don't have to talk about that on a live stream. But you've seen like years. But New Orleans, good luck. Get ready.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, if he's gonna get right, I mean, he's in a good situation with the Saints. Obviously Sean Payton knows how to scheme against opponents, and he'll help Jameis, try to avoid those hero-like type of situations where he tries to play that hero ball, and maybe he can play within the structure of the Saints offense. But yeah, it does take accuracy, it does take timing. Those are things that he struggled with. He struggles to get from his first read to second, third, fourth read. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses this year, and I hope he can do well. Obviously I don't want him to do well against the Bucs, but just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we pulled for this dude for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So, hey, you don't wish bad on anyone. So it's just knowing what he is and what he isn't. That's kind of like what we came to a conclusion of. Sure. Oh, but Edward Fernandez, thank you, everybody. Hit that like button. Help support the channel. If you like the content, let us know, especially in the chat, hitting that like button, do all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Know what to do. Let's keep talking.
Yeah. Also, big shout out to you guys. Obviously hit the like button, like Mark said, but just want to thank you guys because we did get over 3,000 subscribers, which is awesome. So, big shout out to all the supporters, all the people in the chat that are always here week in, week out. They give, you guys do great in the comments on our videos, so much appreciated. We try to answer or comment back with all your your questions or comments on our videos. So just want to say thank you, very much appreciated.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, like we have fun with this. Like you guys are always here. I love joking around, and guys, like I'm hoping now that we can go to games. We're going to be going to games. We're season ticket holders now.
Yep.
You guys are there. Let us know. I mean, hopefully we can meet up at some of these tailgates and stuff. See what we are in person. Yeah, I'm a damn fool. I know that, but
Mark is a fool, but it's a lot of fun. If you have your phone, please have it out, take a video because Mark is fun on video. So let's continue to do that.
I don't think about it. I just do it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. But yeah, thank you for that. Smash the button, like button, help us out. Where's this question?
And I'm usually fun if I have a drink or two, but usually it takes one or two to get me going. Then I get riled up.
I'm the one telling him to take a drink or two.
Yeah.
But here we go. Good question. Bud Campbell says, talking OJ, no matter what kind of season he has, do we keep him because he's injury prone? What do you think about that?
It's a tough decision. I know they picked up his options, so I think they have him for it's just this year. Yeah, so they just have him for this year. Obviously, free agent next year. And I don't know if you guys, saw his interview with Pat McAfee, really good interview. So he talked about how important this year is. He knows he has to do good things and he wants to stay healthy and he's motivated because he wants to play in that Super Bowl. He missed it. So he wants to get back there, get a championship. And I think if he shows what he started to show last year, the maturity, the blocking ability, really everything was coming together. If that continues and he can do it for hopefully 16 games and more, then yeah, I think we sign him back, and I think it's a no-brainer.
I think on this contract year, usually guys blow up on a contract year.
Yeah,
he just had a baby as well.
Right.
He has more motivation to even do well for her. I mean, I think he's mature. He knows what to do in this offense. There's no better player to break out right now than OJ Howard, who he's always had the talent, the ability. It's just staying on the field. He's another guy injured every year. Do we sign him back? Again, it always depends on what that dollar number is. Would they want him back? Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Would a team be willing to throw money at him left and right, even though he has an injury riddled past? They probably would be, based on the potential of what he can do, especially if this year he blows it up. Mm-hmm. If he blows it up, then we can't afford him. Let's be honest. And I know we kind of said, oh, it's the cap is fake, kind of like how much money printing is going on, but sometimes the cap kind of hits the cap, and you can't really sign everyone back. But we'll see. I would personally want him, but let's see if we even can get him back.
Right.
Another good question. Why isn't everyone hitting the like button?
Yeah, that is a great question.
That's a great question. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. Much love.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys. 3K. I'm behind. Sorry, guys. Edward, guys, rock. Thanks for the great content.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks, Edward. Yeah, and Edward, just speaks down below about, OJ and Gronk. Brady using him like Hernandez and Gronk. I think that's obviously the plan. They want to use that. We talked about 3 tight end set, 2 tight end set. Obviously the base personnel of this offense is 12 personnel. So you have 2 tight ends, 1 running back, and 2 wide receivers. That's what we play out of. So it'll be. I think they definitely want to utilize that more. They utilized it in the second half of the season a lot more. We saw that where, Cam Brate really became a factor, Gronk, et cetera, especially in the second half of the season. They use more motion, play action. So that's definitely going to be a part.
I mean, and we kind of hit on a lot of those things early on. It's this team is so deep and talented all over the field. It's kind of hard for them not to succeed somewhere on offense. But this is actually a good kind of point by Dan. Danny mentioned it last week too. They have the talent. They are motivated on both sides of the ball. It really hinges on the scheme, play calling, offensive and defense from the coaches, and keeping teams off balance. Don't be predictive.
Mhm.
Holy hell, how I agree with that. 100% agree. Because that's early on in the season last year. You could literally call it. Oh,
Mhm.
first down, here comes the run. Here we go, especially in the first half. Here comes the
Yeah.
run. And then everyone's like, oh no, look at the numbers. They don't run on first down. First half, they always ran first down.
Mhm.
They were so far, they were either down or had to throw to come back into games that's why it got skewed later in the season. But
Right.
then they actually started running the plays correctly, and then no one could stop us. It became incredible. So I think that's a huge thing. Play calling on both sides of the ball. I think what Todd Bowles is going to be able to do on defense is going to be disgusting. I mean, with all these young guys learning
Oh, there's our guy Fukuwab.
where do you go? Hey, what's up, Gangy?
What's up, man? Welcome.
Thank you, my dude. Always right there. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
we're talking some offensive, defensive philosophy, scheme, all that, play calling. Yeah, I think it's going to be definitely improved. I think what they figured out last year, and I think Chris Godwin talked about this in his article that he wrote about. Is like they're running on the go like every game, like it was just learning on the fly, especially with Tom Brady, and once they got in rhythm, especially in the second half, I think you saw the play calling show that, and it opened up a lot more. And maybe that's why they were being so conservative in the first half of the season, because Tom just didn't have it yet. He didn't know what he was doing out there yet. So, I think with an off season now, full workload, everyone's back. You got most of the team, vaccinated and just ready to work. I think it'll be good.
It's gonna be awesome. I think.
Yep.
I love this in the chat. Everyone's bringing up the old Yankee sign over here. I love it.
Yeah.
You know what? Peru Quab, you show up and look what happens.
Yeah.
People
Starting
light
a trend,
up.
man.
Everyone, buddy. I love it. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, I love this team. So hopefully we really can become this elite thing we think we all could be.
Oh yeah. I mean, they got to do the work. They got to back it up. I think, and you mentioned it. I think the defense. I think that's what I'm most excited about. I think the defense has the potential to really just be special, because you have Devin White and you got Levante, and obviously your guys in the middle, and hopefully a full season of Vita Vea. There's a lot of good things there. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Todd Bowles can do, and it looks like they turned it on another level in the playoffs. When they got in the playoffs, the secondary, I think, figured it out. Obviously, Sean Murphy Bunting, he figured it out. So there's a lot of good things to come from that.
I like that. Spread the aloha spirit.
There you go.
There's a lot of aloha when you're winning too.
What's the time in Hawaii right now? It's got to be what?
Right? Oh no, it's earlier.
Earlier, right? Yeah, probably like what, 4 or 5.
He's good right now.
Okay.
But so let's touch on the defense. Yeah, we've been talking the offense up so much.
Mhm.
We'll get to the depth chart later, but I mean the defense. Another thing I always keep saying, my breakout player for this year is going to be Antoine Winfield. Why? He got a year under his belt. Yeah, he said 3:40 p.m. But so Antoine Winfield, why? Because the guys in front of him can dominate. That front seven is disgusting. If Antoine Winfield can read and react, just knowing, okay, I can run first read and go, disgusting. Like he can get probably 5 or more interceptions, and just the way he plays, like nose for the football, I can see him getting fumble recoveries, maybe even touchdowns this year. He had that one that was ruled down that he ran back in the Falcons game.
Yeah.
I just think he can do so much considering how well-rounded this defense is. And then you can rest JPP with Joe Tryon and just the guys maturing little by little. You don't really have to rely on 1-2 guys. The rotation of Sue, Vita Vea, Nacho, Golson, it's just so well rounded again on defense that the secondary won't have to make that big of reads. It wouldn't have to be 5-6 second drops.
Right.
It's 4 seconds. That ball better be out or you're on the ground. Vita Vea pancakes you. I mean, I love the way this defense is built.
Yeah, I agree. It's fast. It's athletic. Yeah, you just got a lot of great athletes on every level. Even our big guys are super athletic. They can run, east and west, and then your linebackers are just insane. And then you add more athleticism with Joe Tryon, who is young and doesn't know anything right now, so he's just going to continue, get better, and so. Yeah, there's just a lot of good things to be excited about. And now you have the secondary that's been very young, but now they're maturing, they're getting older. You got Carlton Davis going into, his third year or fourth year. And then
final year in his contract.
Yeah. So fourth. I mean, it's crazy. These guys are, they're becoming veterans and becoming better players. And then Sean Murphy Bunting and Jamel Dean, Mike Edwards, all these guys growing. There's just a lot of good things to look forward to, and I think the biggest thing, the guy I'm excited most about is Devin White. I just feel like he's going to continue what he did in the playoffs last year, which was insane. I mean, it's crazy how good he's going to be. I just feel he'll be really good. Rob, I mean, John Franklin, that's your dude, man.
Right? I mean, where's he going to see the field?
What position is he playing? Like, I know he switched around. I know he was
cornerback. Which one?
Yeah, cornerback, receiver, quarterback. So
quarterback. He was Deshaun Watson at one point, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, Buddy Campbell's kind of solidified your thing. Get live 45. It's just the way he's using this defense. He can be used all over. And if he keeps showing what he did in the playoffs, being able to drop back, read coverage, or read the field, jump on balls. I mean, the sky's the limit for him.
Mm.
Again, another guy, talent's not an issue. He's got it all. It was, can he see what's going on? Levante David teaching him. We got like a heady guy in every level of the field, which is insane.
Yeah, and that was pretty much our only hole on defense, was really Devin White's liability and coverage. That was where teams went after us. So if that's fixed, got a hell of a unit right now.
Well, that, and then just like the outside linebackers getting that outside little underneath, like Shaq and JPP getting those small little dump routes.
Yeah,
just kept picking up first down to first down. That's what the Saints do all day. The Bears did the game we lost too.
But they figured it out too, and that's when everything started clicking.
That's the thing. So if we take away that 2-yard dump that goes for 10, that 2-yard dump's on 2 yards. Where the hell do you go? If you're forced to hold the ball and look deep or look middle of the field, and Devin White's sitting there, or Devin White fakes it and then blitz, ouch! So many ways. It's crazy. Really looking forward to Winfield's second year. Besides Winfield and Devin White, I think Winfield's just going to blow up either way. Who's another kind of hidden gem you think on defense?
Yeah, you talked about, obviously Antoine Winfield. I think Jordan Whitehead could have a really good year just because, again, contract year. Really there's a lot of guys because you have Carlton Davis. He's going to want to have a standout, shutdown type of corner year. So Anthony Nelson, I guess, would be under the radar. I think he's a guy that could potentially break out just with more opportunities and ability to really grow into his role, especially with Joe Tryon on the other side. I think that'll help him out.
I want to have a rookie just blow up. I want Joe Tryon to do something. I want him just to be like, you know what? I'm making my way into the NFL. Because no one's expecting much from him. They're literally right now, every Buck fan and every probably other player on the team thinks he's just going to spell JPP. Imagine if the left tackle or right tackle sitting there like, oh, good, thank God, JPP's out of the game. And then he gets this guy. I hope he does something.
Well, I think, what we're going to see is a lot of JPP on the inside. and you're going to see Joe Tryon on the outside. So, really not going to get a break from our from our front seven. So, I mean, because you can put Sue Vitavea opposite of JPP and then have Shaq Barrett, or you can rush, all 5 of them if you want to. So there's a lot of things they can be creative with. We've already seen Devin White, rush from the outside. They do a Levante. So there's going to be so many crazy options that Todd Bowles is going to throw at you. And then if he doesn't do that, he can just play coverage like he did against the Chiefs and make you, play that, weight game, as far as trying to move it down the field.
That's another fun thing. So, like, because of all these young guys have been so young for so long, they've been now for 2-3 years now. So they can be smart. They can fake one thing and then do another. And they know how to. They've all been together as a team, especially on defense. Mm-hmm. There's not many new guys besides Tryon. I mean, that is insane. The ability that what they're going to be able to do, multiple, like, just confusing the offense, not the other way around. Damn.
Yeah, I'll have to see like what the stats is. I don't know if Raymond's still in the chat here, but maybe pull up Todd Bowles' defenses as the years progress. I think their defenses or his defenses get better as he has more time with the team. So they're going third year into this defense. Most of the guys are. So hopefully that means a lot more progress and they can be number one. In the NFL, number one run defense, we know that for sure. And then hopefully that pass coverage can be top 10 as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the rest of the NFL would be mad though.
Yeah. Like, where's the cheat codes?
Right. You have too many Pro Bowlers. Well, we only had one. What are you talking about? Well, again, smash that like button for us, guys. Help us out. Let's go over here really quick. I wanted to check out the actual depth chart and see where do you all as fans think is the biggest competition? I mean, it looks almost set, but if you were saying there was one area where like, oh, this guy could jump him. Who is that? What is that situation? Who is that guy? Who's your guy you think can jump? Let's go over here. Let's go check it out. Plus, where do you see it? I mean, wide receiver, top 4 already done.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Yeah, offensively, I think your offensive line is set. I think, receivers pretty much set. Tight end, I would say the same thing. I was about to say, I was like, where's Cam Brate? I was like, oh, there he is. Yeah. They have him starting over OJ. Okay. Yeah, I would say biggest position battle obviously is running back on offense. And it's weird to see Leonard Fournette as number 7. It's different. That's going to be different this year with all the players changing their numbers and just seeing, trying to, know who they are. So we got to make sure we keep track of that.
Well, with that said, who do you think wins it?
Oh, running back. Oh man. I mean, ideally, just because he's under contract for next year, I'd love Keyshawn Vaughn to take everything. But that's
a hot take.
I would just like to see him take over everything, like become that guy. Because I just don't know. I think they can sign Rojo back for cheap next year. I don't think he'll get a big contract. Maybe same with Leonard Fournette. I don't know. But yeah, I'd like to see Keyshawn take it. But
so surprised he signed back.
Yeah, Leonard. Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine if Keyshawn Vaughn does take it, how much more validation Jason Light would get if he did? Why the hell did they take a running back? It's not even the running back we wanted, and then he wins the position.
Right.
Can you imagine? Gosh, that'd be insane. I mean, he wanted to work on his hands. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rojo, we know, doesn't have the best hands, but he's the best runner, to be honest, of all of them.
Yeah. A lot of them are going to play. I think it'll be a committee. But yeah, I would like to see Keyshawn take that lead. But Rojo too, just because he is the best runner. So it'll be fun. That'll be a fun one.
All right, so let's actually look in the chat. So people were saying for areas where they see some competition.
Yeah, Rob said Hainsey over Kappa. I think that's an interesting one.
Well, but Hainsey's primarily doing center right now, right? I know, like
They're gonna
I
cross
it's
train him, but
yeah. I
yeah.
think Cap is solidified there. Even if Aaron Stanley kind of showed out in the Super Bowl,
Mhm.
have him as back right tackle. uh, no, like I think I agree with you. Like I think that the offensive line is solidified. Hainsey can come in if need be, or be that sixth offensive lineman in like the jumbo sets.
Right.
But other than that, I don't think he should see the field. Bearing injury, hopefully he doesn't have to. But no, I agree with you.
Mhm.
Keep going on. If he does, I'd be. It means he outplayed a lot of players, a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, outplayed a lot of people, changed his body, like really
Yeah,
reworked everything. So
that's funny. Shaking my head one Pro Bowler. Ooh, Rojo over Leonard Fournette. Everyone thinks of playoff Lenny, but they don't really
Mhm.
realize what the season looked like.
Yeah.
It's true. Three back committee. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Franklin takes over for punter.
Now
Nah,
there he could win. Like that could be open for debate. I mean, Pinion needs to be better. So if Franklin can punt, I like his chances.
ooh, Raymond coming in the clutch over here. Last year was the first time in Bull's career that his defense had improved from the year before. Really?
Okay.
It's worked.
Interesting. All right. Well, hopefully that improvement continues.
Well, I mean, look at the team. Then again, he was
I
on the Cardinals.
Yeah. But he was
The
only
Cardinals
the
doing
I think he
better.
was only on the Cardinals for a little bit.
Just
So
two or
that
three.
yeah, so I mean it makes sense from the Cardinals, I think, because his defense definitely. Well, no, he left in 2015. So, and then the Jets. I mean, the Jets. He just had
Oh,
inconsistency with roster, so that makes sense.
hmm. Well, we're gonna turn the tides this time.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. Tight end one, Howard or Gronk? I guess an easy answer, but what do you think?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I would have to say Gronk right now, just based on history. But I think OJ was definitely coming on as tight end one last year. Just got hurt, unfortunately.
To be honest, he was tight end one.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
Lucky
he
year.
was he was the guy.
So
So
it's not that. I mean, right now it may sound crazy or off the wall. I mean, yeah, Howard was number one. He
mhm.
got hurt, and then Gronk had to step in and start catching the ball, and that connection started happening.
Yeah, and Gronk got in shape too. So now it'll
Yeah.
be interesting with Gronk in shape, how good they're going to be. Jesus. Man.
Well, actually, that's actually good talk. So everyone in the chat is like Howard if healthy,
Mhm.
so Gronk doesn't have to run. Howard until the playoffs. I want to save Gronk. I mean, a lot of our luxury, right? Oh,
Yeah.
hold him, just hold him. I mean, that's crazy though.
It's just funny. I mean, a lot of this stuff you just gotta laugh at because man, we just haven't had this in Bucks history, like a team this loaded ever before. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, obviously those early or late 90s, early 2000s, the Bucks defense that was loaded, but we just never had a balance of this roster, offense and defense.
It still blows my mind. Those wide receivers. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. I mean, good players are going to get cut. Justin Watson, he'll end up on a team. A lot of those guys, Jaden Mickens will go somewhere. Obviously, I think most of those guys, if they can be on our practice squad, they will be.
I mean,
And that's another thing. I'm sorry. That's another thing to talk about is like the practice squad is going to stay expanded this year, which I like. So they're keeping a lot of, the same rules from last year, like the injuries, like you can bring guys back within 3 weeks. I like that. So the IR and all that, that's really good stuff.
thankfully. All right, so let's move over to the defense. So, guys, defense. Where do you see a starter kind of flipping someone else? To me, I don't see it anywhere. But plus, you got better eyes than me.
Well, actually, I don't. I had to get glasses today, so
No.
yeah. Well, just for night, just for driving at night, I need glasses. That's what they said. But defense, defense is tough. Yeah, I think the starters. William Golston doesn't get talked about enough. Um, I think he's really good. He does a lot for our defense. So I like him staying as a starter. And I would say the biggest competition, like among the front seven, I think it's Joe Tryon and Anthony Nelson. You know, I think that's a good competition. Just who's going to be that third guy coming off the bench.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only this is where they have John Franklin right behind Carlton Davis. That's funny. That's funny. Well, I don't honestly. I can't even think of anyone else. I have to agree with you because in the safety situation, Jordan Whitehead, Antoine Winfield, and Mike Edwards.
That's a good competition too. I mean, does Mike take the next step and jump over Jordan? But I mean, Jordan's so good in the box. Like his ability, his ability to play as a linebacker and his tackling ability, I think is definitely much needed. You know, Mike obviously I think is the better cover guy. Just his ability to make plays. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And then the cornerback position, I guess you could say like Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy Bunting. You know, who's the outside corner who plays nickel the most? Well, obviously I think it'll be Sean, but you know, who's that starter in the base defense, I guess you could say.
I mean, it's just Jordan Whitehead allows Antoine Winfield to do whatever the hell he wants to do. Yeah. I don't think Mike Edwards can do the same thing Jordan Whitehead can do. He can't fill gaps in the running game. He's not that coming down into the box, kind of slam you in the face. He's better in coverage. That's what he is. He's proven that he can come in the box, but it's not gonna like he's gonna fill up a gap like a linebacker does. Whitehead's small and he fills like gaps, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I think him being there allows guys like Edwards and Winfield to do whatever they want to do. That's why I think he is so crucial and why he's been a mainstay in our defense for so long. People just don't really give him credit because he doesn't get the interceptions. He does all the dirty work though. So I mean, I've always liked Whitehead. Like the second we took him, I was like, and that was the same year that everyone wanted oh my gosh, the Vita Vea draft.
Oh, Derwin James. Yeah,
Derwin James. Oh, stupid idiot. And like we got Jordan White. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Jordan can do a lot of similar things. You know, again, he's just not as tall or lanky, but still a very good player.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to get a contract from somewhere. It may not be from here, although I hope it is. We'll see. But that's my little 2 cents on Jordan Whitehead. A lot of guys talk bad about him. I mean, defensively, I don't really see anything. Let's check. So, yeah, a lot of people over here. Mike Edwards started to become a ball hawk last season. He played less snaps, too, last year than he did the year before, which is crazy if you think about it. Over here, too, Mike Edwards, stock's rising up. It is. Let's see how he does in the box. Maybe he took a step forward. Maybe he does know how to fill that void, that assignment better this year. We'll see. You never know. Yeah. Okay, but he does know how to get his hand on a football. Let's put it that way. Any other takes on that, Plus?
No, I agree. I think, you know, that's secondary. I think that's where a lot of competition. Obviously, who's going to be the force safety because we don't have Andrew Adams here anymore. So like Javon Hagan and, you know, Raven Green. Those are some names to look at. You know, who's going to be the fifth corner? You know, Herb Miller versus the rest of the guys that are on there. You know, Chris Wilcox. So all those are very interesting battles. Middle linebacker, obviously, we talked about with, you know, Kevin Minter, KJ Britt, Grant Stewart, even Joe Jones. So it's a lot of competition there.
You would think it'd be Herb Miller's job to lose, right? That fifth cornerback.
He's got a lot of experience. He's been here for a while. So, yeah, it's just going to come down to special teams, I think. And I'll go back to offense. I think the quarterback position, the backup quarterback spot will be interesting. You know, can Kyle process fast enough to take over Blaine? You know, that'll be interesting.
Well, that is something kind of funny they're talking about. They're saying like, oh, he's in good shape right now, but like they're like, oh, he's still making mistakes.
Right. It's going to happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, saying that's good for a rookie, but if need be and you need to win games, I don't think you're going to want him as number 2.
Probably not. It's probably Blaine. I mean, the way they're talking up Blaine, I mean, he's going to be the number 2. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Ryan Griffin. What?
That's a lot of smoke up your ass, though. Come on now.
Oh, I know. They want to talk him highly, but again, he's a guy that knows the system. He knows, you know, what to do. So I think he's definitely got the edge there. It'll be interesting to see if Ryan Griffin goes on the practice squad. I know he talked about he wants to remain here. He's got the best job in the world, so I don't see why not.
Yeah.
So, that'll be see what they do there.
It's going to be a battle, even
Yeah.
though Tom's already got it. It's the battle for holding up Tom Brady in the in the parades.
Mm-hmm.
A couple questions here. So Danny Danilo said, "How's the DB that hurt himself?" I'm assuming he means Whitehead in the Packers team, but he still played. I mean, we haven't really heard much on him. They just know he had surgery and he.
Yeah, he's on track for training camp, so he's not going to miss any time.
So Minter might be the odd man out. Looking at middle linebacker.
Could be.
You think so?
I know. I think they're going to keep him. They like him as a veteran. Plus, he's good on special teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're going to keep him. And he gets in there on certain packages. So he's a guy that they play, sometimes.
I like how Levante, they were doing that little passing the phone around thing. He's like, who's got the biggest head on the team?
Kevin Minter. Yeah. His forehead is huge.
Right? 5 head. You got the Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Let's get a couple more and then we'll head on out.
Okay.
There's a random, but isn't wild how many former Pro Bowl DBs have kids in the league. Oh yeah, it is. Way too many. Or not way too many. I guess it's a good thing. It just shows your lineage is working. It doesn't apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got Surtain, Sante Samuel, his kids in there. Obviously Winfield Jr. Yeah. I mean, I think that's going to happen. Obviously, eventually we're going to see the next wave of quarterback sons, which is going to be exciting, So, I'm sure we'll get another Manning or, somebody that's really good. Probably a Brady, I'm sure.
I think he's a senior this year.
Who's
senior
that?
in high school. The Manning son.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the older brother's son, I think. It's not Eli or Peyton's.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's always going to be that next wave. And wasn't Barry Sanders' kid? I don't know if he's made it or not. I haven't heard much about him.
No, that was he went to Sanford, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think he made it. No.
Okay.
Let's do one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ease813 said, "Is Shaq going to have a monster year or content or after crashing the big check?" Oh, after cashing the big check.
I think he'll have a good year, especially if he's healthy. Vita Vea, I think, is obviously the key. Gets him those one-on-one matchups. So, yeah, I like his chances to have a double-digit sack season.
I think he literally had so many pressures. He was right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think a lot of those could have been sacks. I mean, he is in a lot. A lot of people thought he was a ghost because of that, but other players, I mean, he got more attention last year. That's what happens. Is he going to have a 20 sack season?
No.
Obviously, no. Is he going to have a 10 sack season? You hope so. I mean, that's kind of like the marker that makes a good edge rusher, right? The 10 sack season, double digits.
Right.
But we'll see. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do one more because he's asked us a couple times. Charles Scott said, "Do the Bucs rest players?"
Oh, yeah. I think it's definitely a possibility because 17 games and, so hopefully, if you're the Bucs, you have a lot of leads in the second half and you can rest some guys. So, yeah, I think it's definitely an option.
I think they should rest players.
Right. And it also depends on the progress of, especially on defense, like you're looking at JPP, like the progress of Joe Tryon, obviously. So if he continues to come on, then, yeah, you could probably rest JPP for a game or two.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. So I'm big, especially if we have like one loss already and it's later in the season. I don't see why you should even force it. The only way we don't rest players is if we're literally trying to go for the coveted undefeated all the way out.
Yeah,
that's the way I don't see us resting players. I mean, that'd be incredible if we could do that. But this team is so deep, it still doesn't matter. You need to have young legs or just healthy legs once the playoffs come. So in situations where maybe this isn't the best team, this guy's fringe, do not even attempt to put him out there. That's why I kind of like that BA said, "You know what, Lenny, sit the bench. Don't go out there. We need you for later on in the season." Hopefully he does that more often this year too. So hopefully I answered the question. Other than that, guys, let's head on out. It's been a long hour. Loved it. It's always good Bucs football. Plus, sign us out.
Yeah, like Mark said, thank you guys for joining us. Again, it's always a fun time. So we appreciate the questions, the likes, the subscriptions, all that good stuff. And with that said, until the next one, go Bucs.
Go Bucs.